Afternoon world, Hippy Trev here. Yep, it's a bit late at night and not much going on, and I decided I was going to start another model. So the big question is, which model did I start? So, I started the Boldor 900. I thought about time to get into one of the two bikes. I looked at the Honda 754 cop bike and I'm like, not ready to take that on yet. And I'm certainly not ready to take on the big drag truck transporter, and I'm certainly not ready to take on the HQ Monaro. So, in my so-called wisdom, I decided to take on the 900 Boldor. This is a very big kit, and I've just done a few little things already, and I've already just started a few things. So if you want to turn your attention down to here, I've just got the top end motor together. I've just been playing with a few things tonight. That was not an easy part to put together, funny enough. These are little half moon on the back of them, these little chromey things there. They had to go in individually, but they weren't too bad. But just putting the two sides and like the two long sides together and the edges together, that was yeah, that was a bit of fun. But I got it together, and then those beautiful little chrome indents in the top. So, and I've got the bottom part of the motor together. It's telling me to start hooking up lines already onto here, but I tend to look into doing them a bit further. You've got a couple of nipples here, so they're telling me now to put on my fluid lines. I don't know where they go. They're giving me lengths and stuff. Sorry, they're giving me lengths. They're giving me lengths and stuff, but I'm not ready to put anything on here with those plastic lines floating around. Things go astray. Same as I should be putting the spark plugs in now. There's 4 spark plugs to go in, of course. I should also be putting the plugs in now, but I'm holding off on them. I'll put them in later once it's actually in the frame of the bike. Now, it's a fairly good sized model, this one. So there's the frame there. Well, come over here. So that's the frame, so it's a good sized frame. They're the wheels, and they're really good sized wheels compared to the Harley and the Honda 754 I did earlier. They are, this is a 1/8 model. Some really good quality chrome. I've already been into this part of the tree, which is the putting the engine together. They're all your carbies there that have to be lined up and put on. Along with things later like the exhaust flanges and all that sort of stuff. My chain and that, yes, I will probably paint my chain gold. I always do a gold chain. I always do a gold chain and silver sprockets. I don't think I have to worry about doing the silver sprocket, but I'll definitely probably do the gold chain. There's the tyres that come with the bike, springs for the shockies. That's the tubing that comes with the bike. I'm really hoping I can get these decals off. What I might do is try this number plate one here first, and if that disintegrates coming off, what I might do then is things like the speedo and the tacho, and the dash ones up here, they definitely have to come off. I would definitely, so I'll pull the number plate off first. If that starts disintegrating as soon as it hits the water or doesn't slide off the decal sheet, that means I will actually have to physically cut those out as best I can. And that means also the other striping that's meant to go on the bike probably won't go on as well. But anyway, I'll do a test run with the number plate here on the side and just make sure that will come off the decal slide sheet. Got some nice bit of glass. I've got some clear, I've got some yellow, and I've got some good red tail lights. Some more chrome. This is like your exhaust pipes. Sorry. Yep. Some more chrome. It's like your exhaust pipes and a few things. Not chrome, but silver. There's quite a lot of parts to this model. The tank's black. Don't know what to do about that. Whether I put a primer over all these parts, like the guard, dovetail, tank, top and bottom, and side covers, whether I put a primer over them. I haven't decided what colour to paint the bike yet. Also keeping in mind the blue decal there. So if I paint it blue, then I can't really put blue decal on there. So I'm not really sure about that. More stuff there, maybe some hand painting to go on a bit of that. and then we're down to the seats and a few other things, so, and foot pegs and so forth. So fairly detailed model. So far things are going pretty good. It's really nice working back with quality parts after doing that last. It's really nice having good quality parts back again after doing that AMT model. The last one I did, that Chevy Chevelle, the 1969 Chevy Chevelle, I can't even say it. That was just a piece of junk model, where this one, you can just tell the quality of the model is already there. I'm going to just take my time and just put it all together gently in the right order. So that'll go on top of there, whichever way that goes on, which is the top of the motor, so forth. That'll go on there. So just going on this alone, the size of the motor, this is going to be a very big model, and I hope I can find somewhere in the bus to mount it on some of the shelving. I mean, that is just the engine already. So rightio, worlds, tomorrow's supposed to be raining. After that, the days are good. I'm just having time off from everything. The boat can just sit and wait now. Plugs, leads, all that shit can wait. I've trimmed as much as it needs to. I'm not getting up on the bus roof for at least a few more days. I'm just having some time off. I went through, like I said, I built that crappy little Chevelle model. Now I'm going to have some real serious time off for myself, and I'm just going to sit down and really, really enjoy building this Honda Boldor model before I get into the next one after that. So anyway, world, I'll get back to you a bit later as I've got more stuff done. Later, bye. Afternoon, world, Hippy Trev here. So I've been slowly plugging away. So I started the other night, but I've sort of been a little bit sidetracked with everything else that's going on. So I'm a little bit into it now. I've assembled the motor, and at the moment, I hope this will hold, it doesn't fall out. Oh God, it's not quite dry yet. So the motor's partly assembled. I've left the plugs out. The carbies, I've got to talk about the carbies. These carbies, they were so poorly made. They came in two halves, and when you join the two halves together, you normally got the male little divots and the female divots. So when you put them together, those divots line up. When I was doing the carbies, nothing. The poor quality, of the carbies, especially the poor quality of this build, was absolutely terrible. I had to gouge out lots of rough and shit stuff in between. Like, the carbies came in two pieces. There's 4 individual carbies, so there was 8 pieces there. And trying to join the two carbies together using their pinholes, everything was just completely skew. So basically I just sanded both sides that were to mate. I sanded the pins off, and I also sanded the other side and mated them together and lined them up as best I could. So the motor's just sitting in the frame here. I've just had to glue this front piece on to the rest of the frame. Now what I've got to do, and I haven't figured it out yet, is I've got to get this frame over the motor and all together, and the motor's still rocking around there. It's balanced all wrong. It's still moving around. I did glue it, but the glue, I've only just glued it about 10 minutes ago, so the glue hasn't set yet. And basically I'm not even going to try and get that frame over that and into the motor until I've got a little bit more stability here. So anyway, this is very, very slow going model. And as you can see, it's going to be a rather large one. But anyway, rightio, so, and it's got a lot of small pieces. So the little small oil cap there, the little small oil sensor down on the block. All these pieces have to be put in yet. Spark plugs have to go in. I'm not doing the spark plugs until I get this part of the frame all together, and then I'll pop the plugs in later, because as I was saying earlier, if you've got leads and that going all over the place, it makes it a nightmare. It's going to be a very, very tricky and frustrating job just getting this part of the frame over that the way it's supposed to go. I mean, I'm not even holding it the right way, but I don't know how that goes. Yeah. Anyway, I've got to figure out how that goes on. And then I've got to decide whether the airbox goes on before I join the frame together. I think it does, actually. I don't think I can get that airbox in. And so I'm going to have to, fucking hell. So I'm going to have to glue the airbox to the motor as well. I had to wait 2 days for these carbies to dry before I could actually start handling this. And so I'm going to have to glue this into there and then somehow slip the frame over the top. Anyway, I'm just going to try and set this. So anyway, I'm just going to try and sit this over here. It's not sitting right. See, it's not sitting right. I don't know if you can see that. It's not sitting right. It's got to be like that, and it's not. It's like that. Oh, where's me? There we go. What I might do is I might use this stand for the angle I need. Oh, come on. Right, where's my glasses? That might be the better idea. And I can, with my straw, I can get, with my straw, I can just get a dab of glue down onto there, just a dab of glue. I think that one goes onto there. Oh, and I've also, all right, we're just going to leave that. And I've also got to try and get this centre stand in at the same time. So I've got to try and get this in at the same time as I'm getting everything else together. What do you reckon my chances are of getting all that in one go? We certainly won't be filming that, because there'll be a lot of effing and singing going on trying to get that together, and hopefully it won't end up in the goddamn bin. So anyway, world, this is where we're at. I'm going to call this end of part 1 of the Boldor 900, and I'll do some more as I go along. But this thing's going to take at least a week to probably get this model together. So, rightio, world. Catch you a bit later down the track. Later, bye.